When you land, can we first film if I'm making a sequel? I want to look at the first film, that kind of format.
You're gonna make a sequel with that kind of...
Three guys on that side, and we're from the guys spread out.
Yeah. Here.
Okay, let's do another rehearsal.
Okay. The first reason that I was interested in this project was that we would try to do something different from the first film, yet keep the same basic elements, which are emotions, real feelings, real relationships. It's familiar for the people who saw the first movie, dealing with pretty gruesome things, where Bruce Willis's character John McClane and police force and how things are run into pyrotechnic effects such as 747s, crashing, optical effects, miniatures, effects, and so on.
Our director, Rennie Harlin, shot movies in Finland where it's been 35 degrees below. So for him, at 12 degrees, he thinks he's in one of those Swedish saunas or something. It doesn't bother him at all.
We shoot a real crashing, and then we use real-life plane wreckage, walking past the burning wreckage, and never have.
Okay, let's go again.
Spread out towards me, folks. Everybody start taking steps towards me.
Rennie was great fun around the set. I remember one night we were sitting in the middle of Moses Lake, Washington. It was 3 in the morning. We lit up the entire landscape as far as you can see in any direction. And there's armies, there are hundreds and hundreds of technicians and trucks rolling around, and crews setting things up. And right in the middle of it, at 20 degrees below zero, is Rennie Harlin with his feet up on a chair. He's sitting back like this. And I was standing next to him, and he turned to me and said, "It's kind of exciting, don't you think?" And that was kind of Rennie in a nutshell. It would have intimidated a lot of people, I think. You could easily get freaked out that you can't find the snow, and there's so much money riding on this, and so on. But Rennie stayed very cool.
We couldn't go into an airport and say, "Excuse me, guys, we'd like to use your tower for a while. Maybe these planes can wait for us."
We have built some huge sets. We built the whole air traffic control tower on one stage and surrounded it with a gigantic miniature set where we see the runways and the airport terminal buildings.
The stage is about 130 by 207, I believe, and the tower takes up a certain amount of the back part, and then we put all of the rest of the airport out in this direction.
All these structures have been a huge effort for the production design and art direction team to actually physically build.
In this particular set, we went to an upstairs control tower so that we had having both sets. Most of the equipment was built for the movie. Basically stayed with the realistic design of a approach control.
We had the same kind of ideas of what the look of the design of high-tech looking.
Baker with an icicle by the corner of this house.
Working with Bruce has been really great. He's a big star in real life, but he doesn't act like a star.
When McClane gets there, he'll be just coming through the woods.
So he's very friendly to everybody, whether it's crew or cast. He's a very giving actor. He helps the other actors who are in the scenes with him. And we spent a lot of time rehearsing and going through the script with him and seeing that everything works for his character. And he worked with me on the dialogue a lot.
And we do a close-up of him when he finds the gun.
I think Rennie's great. I think he's doing a really good job. It's a hard task to try and top the first film. I think he's done it. I think this is a much larger film, a much more exciting film.
Die Hard 2, that those people who saw the first movie will get everything they expected and much more, and go back to their local video store and check out what the first one was all about.
You're talking to him out of Dulles Airport.
They're not very nice people.
The only people to go to this control tower, the radar controller, they can the existing tower there.
Any attempt to restore is up against something monumental, the bigger and more danger coming.
They're pretty ruthless. They're pretty intelligent people, too, as proven by the fact that they've done some technological...
Painted you entire too. I want it, and it's like the greatest compliment you can pay it. You have to hate that man. You have to hate when he stands the audience at the end when he goes, yes! Awful way.
Most films, you can tell right away who the bad guys are and who the good guys are. Major Graham, Black Hat or the White Hat.
To the coast, we get together.
That's the way it's been shot, and how good was
The way that they built the tension and the way that Alan Rick Ranger is human.
First film was this time we are dealing with very elite military officers who have been
Entirely with strength. A well-trained pit bull or something that's gone berserk. So disciplined, you can't stop that randomly.
The situation in some of the Central American countries, I'm proud of. We make a statement about that.
of these men who
You know, it's like
I actually only had 2 scenes with Bruce in the movie. One where I bump into him in the wing of the plane. We didn't get close, like chummy, because it would have made energy and so on flowing between them. You want chum and say, okay, ready. You know? So we sort of kept this professional distance. Mostly about the costume. We would take up every single motel within 50, 60 miles. It was this gigantic army of people and money and machinery and, you know, writers and studios and stars and so on. Hundreds and hundreds of people had gathered and were doing their jobs. The whole thing was focusing down and down and down to this one little moment in your eye. Bruce Willis. It's all we had all come for. But it was great fun. It was sort of like playing in, you know, it's the Super Bowl with action movies.